Hey everybody!
Hey, we're back, and this is going to be a very exciting episode for me because I'm obsessed with
We're
this
unfiltered,
topic.
by the way.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm super excited. I'm Deanna.
I'm gonna hate this so much.
Okay, I'm gonna basically be telling you stories, and you're gonna sit here and comment and listen.
I'm gonna cry.
Okay, it's not even scary because
Well,
it happened,
but it can happen again.
but it's happening right now.
Oh my god!
Just not to you.
I'm gonna hide underneath my desk where they can see me.
So, by the title, of course, you're going to see that this is going to be about serial killers, which is one thing that I'm obsessed with.
No.
Regina's like, okay.
No. I only agreed to this because this is a duo.
You're right. And
I have to have her. I have to let her have her moments of scary videos.
I'm excited. So yeah, serial killers.
So you're gonna be hearing Deanna a lot today. You're gonna hear me maybe cry, maybe run.
I'm going to give you all these serial killers, like, facts and stuff, because I'm pretty sure a lot of them... I mean, some people will know it because a lot of people are fascinated with it, and some aren't, like you. So you're going to learn some stuff.
No.
I already know all this stuff. I just have to, right
I know
there.
you do, you nerd.
So, I took criminology. I did.
Oh.
But I know I am. I took criminology this semester, and it was interesting, and we had a lot of professors come in and guest speakers talking about, like, devil worshipping and all that good stuff. And also I learned about serial killers, obviously, and, like, the cases and crimes about them. So the first serial killer that I'm going to start off with is a Zodiac killer. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of him. There's a lot of movies made out of his case, actually. There's one called Zodiac with Jake Gyllenhaal and stuff like that. It's a really good movie. You should check it out. But the Zodiac killer was never really found out who his true identity was. So to this day, no one knows who he is. And...
But I bet you Deanna knows.
I wish I knew. Most of his killings happened in the 1960s and late 70s in Northern California.
Oh, good, we don't live there.
He's most iconic for sending cryptic letters to, like, the police and a lot of people in that area. And he confessed to killing 5 people.
Oh my god.
Through his cryptic letters. But like I said before, they were cryptic, so they had to do so many things to figure out who it was. A lot of people were injured, and they also believe that 37 more were killed, but he never confessed to them.
Dang.
But who knows? There could have been a lot more than that. Another famous thing that he did is that a lot of movies do this nowadays, a lot of scary movies. He killed these high school students that were on their first date in a car, and he ended up going to the car and killing them, stabbing them, murdering them in the car. And a lot of people recreate that now and in movies, and you see that a lot of movies where they go, like, to a mountain or something, and then someone ends up, like, killing them. So the couple was planning to attend a Christmas concert from you. So they were planning to attend a Christmas concert, so it obviously happened around Christmas time. And they stopped by the girl's house to, like, get some stuff or whatever. They went to a restaurant, and then they went driving on this road called Lake Herman Road. And around 10 in the nighttime, 10 p.m., they parked their car, and then they went to the place called Lover's Lane. Lover's Lane. And then after that, shortly after 11, their bodies were found by a girl named Stella who lived nearby. And then in there, they had a lot of forensic data that they couldn't really figure it out because back then a lot of their fingerprints would never be able to be figured out because of the technology they didn't have. But now there's technology.
I'm so sorry.
You know what? Turn that off.
I'm sorry.
Turn it off. So I'm not gonna go more into that because I don't want to. I can go on forever about Zodiac Killer. Just look him up because he's a very interesting one, and it's very interesting because no one has ever found out who he was. Never. And they had a lot of leads, but who knows? They could have been lying, obviously. They could be good liars.
Oh, I know who this next one is.
And they're psychopaths. Oh, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yes.
A lot of people know Jeffrey Dahmer. Obviously, they made a movie about him recently with Ross Lynch.
Yeah.
My friend Jeffrey Dahmer. Really good film. I've actually watched it.
Really?
And he does an amazing job playing him. But I don't really want to go into depth about Jeffrey Dahmer because I'm pretty sure everybody knows him. But I'll give you a little overview about him.
Yeah.
He was a cannibal. He really hunted down males who were gay, African American, around that. He engaged in sexual acts with the corpse afterwards.
No.
And he dismembered the
that's
genitals
wrong.
and kept genitals for himself. So
No.
I'm not going to go more into depth about that. If you watch American Horror Story, you would know a lot of the famous serial killers came out in an episode. Well, the whole season, actually. I think that season was Hotel with Lady Gaga. Very good season, and you should watch that one. But everyone knows him. I'm not going to go into depth about him. Next one's going to be Ted Bundy. Do you know Ted Bundy?
Yes, I know who he is too.
She know Ted Bundy.
I know serial killers a little bit.
So, Ted Bundy
I'm educated.
is a weird one because a lot of girls were obsessed with him. While he was in prison, women were sending him love letters in prison.
First of all, you need to check yourself.
Because he was very charming. He was a psychopath. Psychopaths are usually very charming, very intelligent, and he was very intelligent.
Watch out.
And charming. So watch out, girls. If you find a really intelligent and charming guy, and
Harry
he looks
Styles,
kind
I'm
of sick,
hunting for you.
maybe he's a psycho.
No, he's not.
And,
I love him.
Same as Jeffrey Dahmer, he engaged in sexual acts. He was a necrophiliac. I think that's what you call it.
Yeah, no thanks.
And all that good stuff. He mostly killed women, obviously. A lot of the serial killers only kill women because they want to rape them and stuff, which he did too.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can you give me my Gatorade?
Okay. I thought you were going to ask me an interesting question.
I'm just really thirsty. She's struggling. I was just really thirsty. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Okay. Next one is going to be Ed Gein. You know Ed Gein?
No.
He's
I'm
famous.
sorry.
Too. That's okay. It's okay. Okay, for Ed Gein, since she doesn't know him, I'm going to give him a more in-depth rundown. Let me pull up more info. I have some info here, but not the right info to start off with.
ASMR.
Ooh, she drinking over there. So Ed Gein was the one that made clothing, accessories, chairs, furniture out of bodies, out of the organs and stuff. So that was him. His mental health declined after his mom died, and his mom was very it's kind of relatable to me. His mom was very controlling and you know, strict, and never let him go out, never let him do this. He never had girlfriends, nothing like that. So after his mom died, his mental health worsened, and it just went down here from there. He was from Plainfield, Wisconsin. A lot of also, you know that Ghost Adventures, you don't watch it, but Zach Bagans, I know some guys watch it out there, but I watch it a lot. Zach Bagans actually brought his pot, his like what is that witch pot called? What's that witch pot called?
I don't know.
It's not a kettle. Whatever. You know, like when witches make their potions and crap, like Hocus Pocus.
Cauldron.
There you go, a cauldron.
Hey.
He got Ed Gein's cauldron that he used to like make nasty stuff of human bodies, and he has it in his museum, Zach Bagans, and he actually bought it.
Oh my god.
And he has a haunted museum. I'm pretty sure if you watch Ghost Adventures, you know of his haunted museum. But yeah, let's get back to Ed Gein. Let's see about his death and stuff, his crimes. My nose is stuffy.
It's like all of a sudden.
Right?
Yeah.
You can hear it?
Yeah.
Maybe I should sit up.
Maybe.
Let's just sit up, because
If you hear me crafting in the back, it's because I have to make something. Okay? For the wedding.
Yeah, for the wedding.
From the wedding, should I say.
Oh, yeah.
Past tense.
Past tense. Okay, let me give you a little rundown, okay?
Okay.
So one of his first killings was named Bernice Warden. She worked at a hardware store, and she had been she closed the store when it was time to close. And what happened?
I'm looking for paper.
Ooh,
I don't know where it is. I will find it. Continue.
okay. Okay, so she worked at a hardware store, and Ed Gein had came in the evening before his mom's disappearance. So Bernice Warden had actually disappeared, and her son worked at the hardware store. And the son actually said that Ed Gein had came into the hardware store, and after she had disappeared, or after they had noticed, they said that he had came into the store looking to return a gallon of antifreeze. Sorry, my nose is really stuffy. And on the same day, Gein was arrested because I guess they suspected him because he was very weird looking. And so they went to his house because they had keeping an eye on him, his little farm. And they discovered Warden's decapitated body in a shed on Gein's property, hung upside down by her legs with a crowbar at her ankles and ropes at her wrist.
Oh, I found the paper.
She found it. The torso was dressed like a deer. She had been shot with a .22 caliber rifle and had mutilations after her death.
No.
So when they found that body, they obviously searched his entire house, and they found human bones and fragments, wastebasket made of human skin covering several chair seats, skulls on his bedpost, female skulls with some of the top sawn off, bowls made of human skulls, leggings made from human leg skin.
What the heck?
They still had hair on them.
Oh.
I'm all excited. They had hair on them.
Oh my god.
Mask made from the skin of female heads.
No thanks.
Mary Hogan, which is one of his victims, face mask in a paper bag.
No.
I can go on and on and on. And also, this is an interesting one. It's a really famous one. A belt made from human nipples.
Oh. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
So that's what they all found when they found in his farm. And obviously, he had killed many more other girls when they found out about his house. So we're gonna move on from him because a lot of people actually know that story. We're gonna move on to another famous one, which
Sorry if you can hear the paper.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Basically, this is gonna be my podcast because
Yeah.
she's busy and she doesn't like this subject. So
And I really have to do this.
yeah,
Like today. Like I'm still listening.
yeah. But I'm fine.
I really need to do this.
I actually like talking about this anyways. So John Wayne Gacy is the next one, which a lot of people might know because he was that scary clown. Also,
Oh, I know who he is.
You know who he is?
I don't like it.
She doesn't like clowns.
I don't like clowns.
so he was like a clown for like kids' parties and stuff, and he came out to be a serial killer. He had tortured and murdered at least 33 teenage boys
Oh.
and young men, but like in the 1970s. Let's do some details. So his first murders were Timothy McCoy. So he had picked up a 16-year-old boy, Timothy, from the Greyhound bus terminal. And after traveling to Michigan to Omaha, he drove him home. That he drove him to his house, promising that he would spend the night and he could be taken back to the station in the morning. Sorry. So obviously he had killed that boy the next day, and This is what Gacy said after it. He said, Gacy stated that immediately after killing McCoy, he felt totally drained, yet noted that he had experienced a mind-numbing orgasm as he killed the youth. He added, that's when I realized the death was the ultimate thrill. So obviously he was very psychologically messed up. And also he invented the handcuff trick and the rope trick. So there's videos of him actually showing people how he killed these people and how he did the traps and the tricks on them. And so you can actually look that up if you like. He's explaining about how he would pick these people up and how he would tie them up and how he would throw away the key and how he would do all this other stuff. So only 27 of Gacy's victims were ever identified. And then a total of 22 victims had been unidentified. I can't even talk. My nose is so stuffy. It came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
That means it's time to take my pills because I'm an old lady. Alright, we're gonna stop with John Wayne Gacy because he was a clown. We all know that.
No.
Let's go to Richard Ramirez, which he also came out in American Horror Story. So he was also named the Night Stalker. He used a wide range of weapons, handguns, knives, machetes, tire iron, and a hammer. He was a Satanist. So let's go into his murders. This is a sad one because he killed a 9-year-old.
Aww.
I don't know if it was a girl. Oh yeah, it was a girl. They had found her in a hotel in the basement. Ramirez was living in Tenderloin district of San Francisco. The girl had been raped, beaten, and stabbed to death, and her body was found hanging from a pipe.
What the heck?
This was his first known killing. Night Stalker crimes. He actually killed a 79-year-old Jenny Vincow. She was brutally murdered in her apartment. She had been stabbed repeatedly while asleep in her bed, and her throat slashed so deeply that she was nearly decapitated. Ramirez's fingerprint was found on a mesh screen he removed to gain access through an open window. Another murder was he attacked a 22-year-old Maria Hernandez in her home, shooting her in her face with a .22 caliber gun after she pulled into her garage. They call him a Night Stalker because he would always kill at night, and he would always kill when either they were sleeping or when they were doing something that they wouldn't think that they would be killed for. And he would do it by surprise. But he would leave a lot of his evidence behind, so they eventually found him. They found his fingerprints and all that stuff. So it wasn't like he was trying to hide it. And here's the thing, when people, like serial killers...
He genuinely liked it.
Yeah.
Is what it's basically saying.
Yeah, so like, serial killers are, they're psychopaths. They could either be sociopaths or psychopaths. But most of them are psychopaths. They have no feeling, they have no remorse, they have nothing, they don't care. They get the thrill of killing someone. So... they don't care about getting caught because they want the fame. They want people to know that they've killed, and they want their name to be out there, which is actually psycho, obviously, because they're psychopaths. So yeah, they wouldn't care about if their evidence was left behind. They wanted their evidence to be left behind. Alright, so guys, I had to take a little break, take my grandma pills, because my nose was really, really stuffy. It came out of nowhere. I mean, it's still stuffy, but hopefully the pills will work soon. So, Yeah, Richard Ramirez, Night Stalker. But we can move on for him because I don't think he's that interesting. So let's move on to Charles Manson, which I am pretty sure every single one of you has heard of. Charles Manson actually recently died on November 19th of 2017. He finally died in jail. I'll just give you a little overview, but I'm sure every single person in this world has heard of Charles Manson. You know a fun fact, a lot of people got his name tattooed.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I have no idea. Crazy people. But that'd be like me getting Michael Myers, which is gonna be me. But I mean, Michael Myers wasn't real, so.
Or was he?
Nobody
knows.
So, you've heard of Charles Manson, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, he created the cult that everyone knows, like a family, the Manson family, where he basically was a leader. And he never actually committed crimes, never murdered anyone.
What?
But the family murdered them for him because he supposedly told them to. So he never actually killed someone with his hands. Like, it was never him. It was always just the family members in his group.
Really weird.
Yeah. And yet he was put in jail for it. Which, I mean, I understand because he was, like, the leader and stuff. But, he had told, people to kill a really famous... I forgot her name, but...
I'm sorry if you can hear that. Like, my iMac is connected to my phone, so even though my phone is on silent, the
Computer?
yeah, the computer's not.
Ding!
So you're gonna hear that a little bit.
So, they had followed Charles Manson because obviously a lot of girls liked him for some reason and he was charming just like Ted Bundy, and they wanted to follow him for a reason and become like a family. A lot of the people in his cult, his group, his family were misfits, didn't really have family, didn't really care, and they wanted to be a part of something. He was the one that actually had the swastika on his forehead, tattooed on his forehead. And yeah, everyone knows about Charles Manson. Made a lot of movies about him, obviously, because
It's so standard.
STANDARD.
Wait, STANDAR?
Yeah, ARD.
I spelled it wrong on the other one.
Oh my god.
To be fair, I've been out of school for how long? 3 years, so.
Basically 3 years.
Sorry.
Ooh, one of my favorite ones. One of my favorite ones is Aileen Wuornos. Woohoo!
Oh my god.
Do you know Aileen Wuornos?
No.
She's really famous. Look, this is a picture of her. I'm pretty sure you've seen her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she was the one that killed 7 men in Florida.
Yeah.
And her basic thing was that she was a stripper. She was very poor. A lot of guys were raping her, and she didn't really have a life. She was convicted sentenced to death for 6 murders and was executed by lethal injection in October 9th, 2002. And she stated many times that she was like the most woke serial killer, I'd say, because she was always talking about the government, how it's always lying to us, and that the cops are wrong and they're just crooked cops, and basically all the justice system is just wrong, which I 100% agree with. And she also said, you know what she said? She said that we're going to get nuked in 2020, I believe.
Oh no.
I mean, everyone says something about that, but like, she said that in 2002.
Yeah, that's scary.
And she was very woke. Like, people thought she was crazy, but I feel like she was very woke. And in a sentence, like, if she was here, she'd probably just be like, I told you so.
Yeah.
yeah, Warren Knows was like, and she was pretty. Not gonna lie, she was pretty psychopathic. She was very mentally unstable. She was actually diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and antisocial personality disorder, which is a fun fact because I just learned about those in psychology the other day. Super cool! Isn't it crazy how education works? So also my professor was telling me that antisocial personality disorder is like the worst personality disorder to have. And I wish I brought my notes. My notes from school.
Should've.
Dang, that would have been great. Oh, damn it. Oh well. But I had all my notes in there about all this borderline personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder. And I'm pretty sure I have a disorder. I just don't know which one I have. You know what my professor also told me? That this is like, I'm like telling my life story on here, but that she thinks that I have multiple personality disorder.
Who?
My professor.
What?
Yeah.
Like, what? I mean, like, I understand, like, what it means, but, like, what does it mean? Like...
And it's not like what you think, like Split. You know that movie?
No, yeah. Obviously not like that.
Okay, I'll explain it to you in a bit. But she was saying that, not my professor, but my professor was really, really, really good. She's also a criminal profiler,
My God.
criminal justice psychologist, and something else. She's all that cool stuff. But yeah, everyone knows of Aileen Wuornos. A lot of people were her for Halloween. Speaking of Halloween, I'm gonna be Joba. And Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger and Jason all together.
She really is.
So let me just you know how she tested me about the multiple personality disorder? She said, how many personalities do you think you have, right? Like, she asked me that simple question.
What?
And then I answered 3.
Oh my God.
Because I do feel like I do, because I have, like, my happy, my sad, and my calm. And she was all, well, you're wrong. You only have one personality. And I'm like, oops.
You're like, what?
And, well, the basic definition for that is the presence of 2 or more distinct personality states. And it cannot be cured. It lasts for the longest, as long as you live. And it's actually, there's about 200,000 cases per year in the U.S. So, I mean, it's not that super common if you think about it. There's 7 billion people on this planet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my nose is so freaking stuffy. No. I cannot be getting sick.
You're like, oh my God.
Oh my God. I think I should take this mic home because I could talk about
I know.
all my
That's
good
what I'm
stuff.
saying. Yeah, you should just take it home.
I could talk about like all my notes and stuff. Yeah. You know what? There's gonna be a part 2 where I'm gonna go more into depth because I don't really have all my notes ready because I'm stupid and I didn't write all my notes. But
you can go as long as you want on here, but
yeah, but I don't have my notes ready.
Go more into depth.
Yes.
On like other ones too.
And I have good notes at home because I take them at school.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm gonna go a little bit farther because we barely have 30 minutes. So let's do a little bit more of the serial killers. A little bit. Sorry, I got off topic there because about multiple personality disorder. Because I'm pretty sure I have it, and even my professor has it. It's not like I'm crazy because I'm not. It's just I have a lot of things wrong with me. But it's okay. Oh, a good thing to bring up is the Golden State Killer because they had just found out who he is. They literally just found out about 2 days ago. They found out who he was.
Oh my God.
and he was caught by, I think, DNA. So the Golden State Killer, I don't really know much about this one because I actually just kind of heard about it. So let me do a little overview. So the Golden State Killer was a serial killer, serial rapist, and serial burglar who committed at least 12 murders, more than 50 rapes, and over 100 burglaries in California from 1976 to 1986. He also had been called the Diamond Knot Killer. Okay. So I guess he was a burglar, a rapist, and a killer. Let's see. DNA. Ooh.
I almost dropped my Nintendo DS. My Nintendo DS, my Nintendo Switch.
That would have been bad. DNA evidence links the Golden State Killer to 8 murders, with 2 other murders, and many investigators also suspect the same killer in 3 other murders. Oh, so I guess they were like a group of rapists?
What? Like an actual group.
Like a boy band with rapists? Wow, I never even heard of this. Wow, I'm shook.
Shooketh.
East Area Rapist Murder. Wow. Okay, I have to look more. I'll get back to you on that one because I need to look at that more. Because I had no idea what the heck's going on.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, Jack the Ripper is a good one. Jack the Ripper was the one that had the hotel where he... Wait, the hotel one? Nope, wrong guy. So Jack the Ripper was mainly involved with female prostitutes. He would cut their throats out prior to abdominal mutilations. He would remove internal organs from at least 3 of the victims. There were a large number of attacks against women in the East End during the time by the same person. 11 separate murders stretching from 1888 to 1891 in London. And they were known as the Whitechapel murders. There was someone that had a hotel, and he made a hotel, and he had like a secret room in every room.
What?
And he would kill them in the hotel, and they would never leave.
What?
And I totally forgot the name of that guy.
What the heck?
I really need to get myself together. I don't have it together right now.
Oh my god, what's happening?
Which serial killer has the most kills? John Wayne Gacy, which is the clown.
No.
He has 34 plus possible victims.
I'm sorry if you can hear the clicking.
This is a funny thing. The top 10 serial killers of all time. The Zodiac Killer, Donald Henry Gaskins, Tsusumu Miyazaki, Ted Bundy, Jack the Ripper, Louis Garavito, Aham Suradi, I never heard the last one. I could also do a video on like famous murder cases because I like those too. Don't worry, there will be a part 2 but with this because I will be home next part 2 and I will have all my notes in order because I have a lot of notes, I just don't have them with me. And I could also do a podcast about like mental health and all psychology stuff because that's pretty interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like to hear it. Since we live in Texas, we can do some serial killers that were in Texas.
Oh my god.
Close to home.
Oh.
The Phantom Killer.
Are you kidding me?
Was one of the first serial killers in Texas history. The Phantom Killer killed 5 people and wounded 3 others. Oh shit. Wounded 3 others from February to May of 1946.
Oh my god.
The Texarkana Moonlight Murders. The entire town spent months going into lockdown at sunset. Ooh, at Texarkana. Another serial killer is Charles Albright, convicted of killing at least 3 prostitutes from 1990 to 1991. The Dallas Ripper. He was also called the Eyeball Killer because he surgically removed the eyes of all 3 of his victims.
What?
That's hot.
Oh. Oh my god.
Third one from Texas is Dean Coral, the Candyman. Was the stuff of Hollywood horror. In the 1970s, Coral drugged, raped, mutilated, and murdered at least 27 boys, aged 13 to 18 years old. He drugged, raped, and mutilated them?
Oh.
Eee. Next one is Joe Ball. Murder spree was such a media sensation that it became nearly the stuff of tall tales. Oh my god, you ready for this one?
No.
Ball's 20 victims were there were 20 female victims. They were fed to alligators.
What?
What? I did not know that.
And I really don't want to.
Another one from Texas is Servant Girl and Annihilator. Oh no, we won't do that one. We'll do Carl Eugene Watts. The Sunday morning slasher is believed to have killed as many as 100 women between the ages 14 to 44, kidnapping and torturing them before killing them. The murders took place in several different states, including his native Texas.
Oh.
Watts was active for 8 years through the 70s. Ooh, another one is Angel Marturino Resendes. The railway killer robbed, raped, and murdered at least 15 people from 1986 to 1999, 8 of them in Texas. Ooh. Next one is William Suff. Is the Lake Elsinore killer is one of the most textbook cases of serial murder in American history. From 1974 to 1991, Suff raped, beat, strangled, and stabbed at least 13, probably more than 20 women in California and Texas. Even worse of all, those murders occurred after Suff was released from prison for beating his infant child to death.
What? Oh my god.
He was sentenced to 70 years in 1974, but was then released on parole after 10 years.
What?
How could he only be there for 10 years? Ooh, look at this guy. Next one is Billy Frank Vickers. Vickers was a small-time robber with a decades-long history of murdering his victims. He was finally caught and convicted on the last in 1993 and was executed in 2004. During his execution, at his last words, Vickers confessed to 14 more murders, including one that someone else had taken the rap for. In his final confession, Vickers exonerated the man who had, at that point, been in prison for more than a decade for the murder of his wife. He killed his own wife.
Oh my god.
And the last one I'll do is John Robert Williams. A truck driver killed at least 2 and possibly as many as a dozen women. His spree covered several states in Midwest, including Texas.
$40 baby.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop here just because I was all over the place, and also because my nose is super stuck.
I literally have to put this out.
She printing.
Oh my god, I thought I didn't have any ink and I had ink.
Ooh, she got it.
Oh.
So that's gonna be it for this one. Sorry I was all over the place, but there's gonna be the next one. I'm gonna take the mic home, and it'll be even more better because I have my notes there, and I will have more time and I will go into more depth. So don't get mad at me because this one kind of sucks, but it's okay because I will do more, and I'll be more in the mood at home. I have candles. I have a Michael Myers candle.
She could turn the lights off and actually get in deep.
She's so excited. That's so cool. Okay, I'm sorry. That got me too excited.
You're welcome. So
Okay. And also I'll do the Halloween ones there too because
yeah,
Rena doesn't like those. But it's okay. I'll be fine with myself.
Fine.
Anyways, I'm gonna go and then we will see you guys in the next
episode,
which I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but we'll find out.
Woo.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.